Hello, and welcome to this segment of Loving Life. I'm Charlie Silva, board-certified hypnotist and certified professional life coach. I've helped many people take back control of their life and achieve their goals by asking the following question. Loving life, are you loving yours? If so, wonderful. If not, why not? If there's something that's stopping you from loving your life, what is it? And let's find ways to overcome it. If you missed any previous segments of Loving Life, you can watch them online at the MTN18 website, mtn18.com. Now, I recently read a great article written by Irina Benoit, one of my colleagues. Her practice is located in Ontario, Canada, and her website is www.lastingchangehypnosis.ca. Now, as Irina points out, the weight loss industry spends millions and millions of dollars on advertising and marketing in order to convince people that there are unique diets and pills out there which will make them thin in no time. Well, hypnosis works in a different way. As we explain to our clients, hypnosis works by focusing on three categories: diets, emotional eating, and subconscious programming. I've found that these are the three main reasons why the typical weight loss process doesn't work for most people who are attempting to reduce or maintain their desired weight. Now, the first category, diets, includes the belief that they are an effective way to achieve permanent weight loss. Actually, any diet can be a perfect setup for failure, and here's why. When we diet, the body goes into survival mode. Metabolism slows down, and the body stores more energy in the form of fat to be used for future requirements. The body does this because it interprets the diet as scarcity of food. Now, the body is basically hardwired to store energy when food is scarce. An example of this is a camel's hump. Living in an environment where food may be scarce, camels store up energy in the form of fat in their hump during those times when food is more readily available. Now, the fat stored in the humps then helps camels survive for weeks with little food or water. Now, we don't develop humps on our backs, but we do store our energy as fat on our thighs, waist, hips, stomachs, etc. With dieting, we stop paying attention to the signals of real hunger as well as the signals that tell us we're actually full. Because those signals are so closely linked, most diets just end up causing the signals to be confused or misinterpreted. The more we try dieting, the more we're convinced we're unable to reduce our weight permanently. Now, I make sure my clients understand that no diet can help them control why they might overeat or eat what is typically referred to as junk food. And this leads into the second category we focus on, emotional eating. Now, I explain that my experience has shown me that emotional eating is very likely the main reason people gain weight. Emotional eating is when you try to manage emotions and feelings by using food rather than addressing the cause of the specific emotion or feeling. You can think of your emotions and feelings as being like the gauges and lights on the dashboard of a car. These lights and gauges on the car are there for a reason. They help you to know what to do in order to keep your car running efficiently so that it'll run reliably for a long time. Well, the same goes for you and your body. Feelings help tell you how to take the best care of yourself. When the oil indicator light goes on in the car, the driver doesn't pull into a gas station and put more gas into the tank, especially if the tank is already full. The oil light indicates that the driver needs to check the oil. When the temperature light goes on, the driver needs to check the water in the radiator. When the windshield wiper fluid goes on, the driver needs to put in more windshield wiper fluid, and so on. These lights are good. They need to be attended to. Putting more gas in the car will not help any of these situations. Well, the same is true with all of your feelings. Those feelings are there to alert you to what is happening in your life. When you feel anxious, for example, it's a signal to look around. Something in your life needs fixing. When you feel frustrated, it's a signal. What you're doing is not working, so try something else. When you feel stressed out, it means that you're probably trying to do too much and to do it all well. When you feel loneliness, it means that you have a healthy desire for human contact. Now, eating does not satisfy any of these feelings any more than putting more gas in your car will fix an oil or temperature problem. Now, to clarify whether or not my client is an emotional eater, I ask the following questions and see if any of these resonate with you. Are you trying repetitively but failing to keep weight off? Are you feeling out of control when eating? Are you eating when you're not actually hungry? Are you binge eating unhealthy foods? Are you thinking about food often? Are you turning to foods when you're stressed, upset, angry, bored, frustrated, afraid? Are you turning to foods to comfort you or reward yourself? Are you eating after you feel full? Do you feel guilty after a food binge? Do you eat to avoid dealing with what's really bothering you? I make clear to my clients that our eating habits are developed over time and our relationship to food becomes part of our subconscious programming. Weight is not typically about what you eat, but rather about what is eating you. The source of all of our emotions is in the subconscious mind. And this leads to the third category we focus on, subconscious programming. Here is where I introduce the limitless possibilities of hypnosis and how it's a wonderful tool to help you achieve your goals. Now, as Loving Life viewers know, during hypnosis, we are communicating with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that's like a computer containing your programming. Your habits are part of your subconscious programming. If what you experience by having a certain habit is having a negative effect on your life or on the life of anyone else, then something needs to be done about it. And that's where hypnosis can be of real help in habit breaking. The fact is that we develop negative habits such as overeating and eating junk food when we were, consciously or subconsciously, passing through a period of vulnerability in our life, perhaps when we were experiencing some form of emotional difficulty. And we became dependent on those habits for distraction or relief or as simple coping mechanisms. The habit began because some part of you believed that it was in your best interests to engage in this particular behavior. When the behavior is associated with past events or sensory cues, similar current events or cues can become triggers for the behavior. Now, association links the past events to the current events, and the past behaviors become triggered also. Now, this is why we begin to look for so-called comfort foods, so we can comfort ourselves. All we're doing is following the habits within our subconscious programming. Now, many people think it's difficult to break bad habits. The difficulty you encounter when you first try to break bad habits is that those habits just don't typically respond to conscious orders. You summon your willpower, you tell yourself firmly not to do it, and even feel sure you won't do it. And then you find that you've done it again anyway. It seems you just can't win a straight-out battle with habits. And many people give up at that point and say, I just can't help it. But there is an easier way. Hypnosis lets you get right to the root of automatic negative patterns, which is in your subconscious mind. When you've reached the point where you've had enough of being the victim to a bad habit of overeating or eating junk food, you need to decide to finally do something to end your bad habit. If this is the case, then hypnosis can really help you to end bad habits and do some real and permanent habit breaking. As you relax in the wonderful hypnotic trance, you will effortlessly absorb a new, powerful, hypnotically generated pattern and put it directly to use in your subconscious mind. With this new pattern, you'll pay attention to the signals of hunger, and because of it, you'll stop eating when you're comfortably full. You'll respond to any negative feeling or thought in an effective, positive way, rather than trying to comfort those negative feelings with food. You'll find yourself thinking and feeling more positively, making healthy choices, and taking steps to improve yourself. And you'll reduce your weight and maintain a healthy weight as a result of the positive changes in your eating habits. Now, be sure to check my website for upcoming Take Back Control of Your Life workshops. The workshops are free of charge. If you have goals you'd like to achieve but have been unable to do so, attending one of my workshops may be all you need to take back control of your life. Well, I'm sure I've given you some things, positive things, to think about. Send any questions or comments you have to me at charlie@mtn18.com, and I'll answer them in future segments of Loving Life. I'm Charlie Silva, and I'm asking you, loving life, Are you loving yours? If so, wonderful. If not, why not? If there's something that is stopping you from loving your life, what is it? And let's find ways to overcome it. Always remember that you are awesome. Have a wonderful day filled with love and gratitude.